By the end of this video, you will be a Bqool repricing expert. I'm going to help you navigate the tool, and I will teach you everything that you need to know to be able to reprice your inventory effectively, okay? There's a link in the description for a 2-week free trial if you do not have the tool yet. It's an affiliate link. It helps the channel a little bit when you get the software through the link. And if you need more help, you can either book a one-on-one coaching call with me, or you can get on my mentorship program that is sold out right now. So you can join the waitlist by leaving your email in the link in the description. For the one-on-one, for the mentorship program. So let's dive into it. Why do you need, and let's make it easy. Let's start with the basics. Why do you need a repricer? With Amazon FBA, you need a repricer because sales happen at the buy box. And this is what the buy box is. And let me move this. I'm sorry. Let me move this a little bit. Let me move my beautiful face, by the way, a little bit. This is what the buy box is. Okay. So when you buy a product on Amazon, for example, right there, it's this shelf, I guess, or this, whatever it is. This is what we call the buy box, okay? This is the place where people click to add to cart or buy now. If you scroll down a little bit, you will see who is actually selling you this product. And in that case, it is Amazon, because yes, Amazon sell on Amazon themselves. You may know this already. But if, for example, your Amazon business name is John LLC, let's say, if you are actually winning the buy box, it means that you are actually getting the sales at the moment if somebody is actually buying the product. And so it will show sold by John LLC right here, okay? And so it means that you win the buy box and that you will get all the sales at that moment, pretty much, okay? It's an oversimplification, but this is basically what winning the buy box is. Now, this is winning the buy box. And now, let's dive a little bit on Bqool, because basically, one of the big factors to win the buy box is your price, okay? And you need to be priced competitively. Notice that I did not say that you need to be the cheapest price, okay? This is really important. You need to be priced competitively, which is different. You do not necessarily need to have the lower price to win the buy box. And so if you keep cutting the price, by the way, you should not do this. And if you want more help with specific repricing rules, I have a video that is going to be right here where I actually shared with you all my repricing rules, and I think there's a link in the description to get that email as well. But yeah, you do not need to do this. You need to be priced competitively. This is one of the most important factors. And to do this, Bqool is going to help you change your price dynamically without you having to do it manually every single time, okay? This is going to do it either every 15 minutes if you have the basic plan, or if you have the $100 plan and any plan above that, it's going to be instantly, so as fast as Amazon allows it, which is like super fast, okay? Like pretty much all the time, okay? It's pretty much instant. So let's look at Bqool and let's look at the interface. So when you log in, this is where you are going to find all your products, all your ASINs, okay? And of course, the name of my products are blurred. The ASINs is blurred and the SKU is blurred. Okay, just so you are not gonna be able to see my product. But basically, you will reach that page by clicking right on listings and clicking on active listings. All right. So from here, a lot of information. It looks overwhelming, I know, but pretty much how a repricer works is so you need to specify multiple things, okay? As I said, a repricer is a tool that is going to reprice your items dynamically on Amazon, okay, based on certain conditions. So you need to specify two things if you want your repricer to work. You need to specify a specific range in which you want your repricer to actually reprice, and you want to specify a repricing rule, which is the rule that the repricer is going to follow, the different rules that it is going to follow to actually reprice your items, right? Because there's multiple ways to reprice. Okay, and so when you are on Bqool, this is where you are going to set up your minimum price, okay? Your maximum price, the range, the minimum price, the maximum price, these are going to be those two columns, and then the repricing rule, which is right there. And by the way, as I said, we are going to talk a little bit more about the repricing rules, but in that specific playlist, there's a full video actually giving you my whole repricing strategy, my whole repricing rule, and I'll link it here, or you'll see it later in the playlist if you are watching the whole playlist, okay? So for every single product that you want to reprice, you are going to need to set up a minimum and a maximum price. It is not going to work without this because your repricer is going to act in that specific range. Okay, so if you click here, you can actually choose a minimum price. Of course, if your cost is set up, if your buy cost is set up right there in this column. Okay, but you can pretty much not automate, but you can choose, for example, if you want 20% return on investment, you can just write this down here and click here. And it's going to calculate 20% return on investment for your minimum price by itself. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit long to load because sometimes it's a little bit slow, but we do not necessarily care. This is where you would set it. So let's say we want to sell this for between $70 and $90. And by the way, there's going to be another video that will actually teach you to choose a minimum and a maximum price based on different factors, but this is where you would actually do this. And then you will need to set up a repricing rule right there. So a lot of repricing rules. We are going to talk a little bit about each of them in a few, but this is what you need to know. And this is the basic of how you actually set up your repricer to work on a specific async. Okay, so what I usually like to do and what my workflow is if I'm actually going through my my asyncs, I would sort my asyncs by quantity available, and I will start working from the async on which I have the most stock. So I will look at it, reprice it a little bit, see if I need to change my repricing strategy, and then move to the other async. My strategy right now is really to have less asyncs. This is the big thing, because the more asyncs you have, the more your repricing strategy is going to you are not going to be able to have like a lot of it's going to be hard for you to look at every single async one by one. My strategy right now is to work with less asyncs, so I can dive deeper into repricing and really focus on a few asyncs and look at them multiple times throughout the week, so I can adjust my repricing strategy for those asyncs multiple times a week if it really needs to. Because if you have 300 asyncs, it's not as easy to do this as if you have 50 asyncs. So you get what I'm saying. But let's look a little bit at the different types of rules that you can, and let me just, because I was about to log out, at the different types of rules that you can get, that you can play with when working with Bqool. And so there's 4 big types of rules. I mean, there's 2 big types of rules. There's the AI rules and there's the regular rules, but we are going to divide them in 4 because this is the 4 categories that Bqool actually gave us. So you have, in the AI rules, you have 2 types of AI rules. You have the AI powered win the buy box and the AI powered match the buy box. So in my experience, first of all, I do not use the AI rules a lot. Yes, I have the $100 plan, but I do not. It's mainly for the repricing, the time that it takes Bqool to actually reprice. It's not for the AI rules because I do not use them a lot. But in my experience, the AI-powered win buy box rule are going to be way more aggressive than the AI-powered match buy box rule, and than what I actually like to set up my own rule with the rule-based rule. Because yes, if you're asking me, if you are wondering, I'm not using the AI-powered rules. I'm mainly using the rule-based rule. Okay, and so the AI rules. The great thing with the AI rules is that it can automate a lot of the process. Okay, the rule-based rules, in my experience, are and the way I'm actually using them, I actually prefer to use them because I can push the buy box up way more, and this is my main strategy. No, the AI rules will the downside of doing what I'm doing personally with the rule-based rules is that you need to have a rule for every single situation, and so you need to look at your asyncs multiple times a week and see if you need to adjust your repricing rule, your repricing strategy. With the AI rules, it's basically one rule to do everything. Okay, so you will have one rule and you can do everything. And if you add the conditional repricing rule with that, it's you do not even need to look at them. Like everything is going to be automated. Okay, I do everything manually. It does not take a lot of time, but it's way more work than if you actually use the AI rules. So the AI rules will look at different stuff such as previous performance, stuff like that, to adjust your price and make it and actually make you win the buy box. It is going to be the main driving force in between, like what the algorithm will want to do, basically, if you get the AI-powered win buy box rules. So they will tend to tank the price a little bit, not necessarily tank the price, but they will tend to undercut the buy box a lot if you actually use them. This is why I do not personally use them a lot. Okay, I haven't used the AI-powered match box, but the AI-powered match buy box rule. But this is basically AI 2.0. They released it earlier during the summer, and apparently they tried to push the buy box a little bit up, but once again, I prefer to use the rule-based rules. Personally, I haven't used those a lot just because of this. I mean, if you do not want to look at your repricer a lot, this is where you want to go, okay? With the AI repricing rules. Because, and of course, it's a spectrum. If you have everything from, you just need to look at the stars. If you want more sales, you go towards the AI sales maximizer. If you want more profit, go towards the AI profit maximizer. But in my experience, the AI profit maximizer is still too aggressive to what I personally like, okay? Max profit is going to try to push the buy box, but it's also going to undercut the buy box a little bit. It's going to lower the price. I don't think it's going to undercut the buy box, but it's going to try to raise the price at least. Okay, so this is the AI repricing rules. Now, the rule-based rules, the way they operate is that you need to specify different things to not different things, but like different parameters to make them work. Okay, so there's a couple of different rule-based rules that you can actually start playing with. The match buy box rules is the one that I use the most, except that I tweaked it a little bit, so it's going to push the buy box all the time. You can watch, once again, you can watch the video in the playlist where I give you all my repricing rules. You just need to sign up and I'll send you the full document and how I actually use them. You have target the lowest price, okay, which is, as it says, going to target the lowest price. It is going to be super helpful in cases where the buy box is suppressed. If you do not know what the buy box being suppressed is, watch my video on the subject. By the way, I have a video on pretty much everything when it comes to sell on Amazon. So if you have one question, just type my name in the search bar, Chris Mangunza, and type your question, and you may find the answer. If you do not find it, we have a Discord server. You can come ask your question in the Discord server, and I will either send you the video that actually answers your question, or answer the question if I do not have a video on it. And if I do not have a video on it, I will record a video as soon as possible on it as well to go deeper into your question. Okay, so as I said, target the lowest price. You pretty much know what it is. Target the lowest FBA price. Pretty self-explanatory. Same thing, but it's just going to target the FBA price, okay? Undercut the buy box is one rule that I do not use because it is going to undercut the buy box and then try to go back up. It's going to oscillate. And I do not necessarily like to do this because it tends to... I've never had positive outcomes using this rule, okay? Then custom rules, you just set up everything yourself and then undercut the buy box price. It's just going to undercut the buy box price by 1 penny or more for you to actually win the buy box, which I do not recommend you do because you are gonna tank listings, okay? So after that, this is going to be the last types of rule and the most underutilized type of rule in my experience, okay? Conditional repricing rules are going to be rules that will allow you to actually switch in between rules. So you can use AI-powered rules at the same time as rule-based rules. It's going to change in between those depending on the condition, depending on on whatever you set as the condition to make the listing, the rules switch the rule, right? So you can do this based on inventory age conditions, sell-through rate, days of supplies left, or advanced FBA conditions, which are, and we can look at them quickly, which are going to be stuff like how many stocks you have, how many competitors are on the listing, how many new offers, a lot of different things. And for whatever reason, it is loading super slowly, but it is fine. We do not necessarily need to look at this. It was just for the example. So those conditional rules, the way they are going to work, as I said, is based on those different factors. The main thing is not a specific rule. This is what you need to understand with conditional repricing rules. It's not a rule to actually reprice, but it is going to help. It's going to choose from rules that you have set up already. So either it is match buy box or if you want to use the AI repricing rule at the same time, it is going to switch the rule on the listing based on the condition that you set on that conditional repricing rule. So for example, and this is what we are going to talk a little bit in a future video. I'm going to show you my liquidation strategy and the way I actually use conditional repricing rule to liquidate my strategy, even if I do not do it a lot. But the way it is going to work, for example, for a liquidation strategy is you can say, okay, if the item has been in stock for 30 days, if my inventory has been in FBA warehouse for less than 30 days, use match buy box. If it has been in stock for 30 to 60 days, switch the return on investment, the minimum price to 20% return on investment, and switch the rule to X, Y, or Z rule. So this is what the conditional repricing rule are, and this is what we are going to look at in the next video. So if you want to watch the next video, just click on the screen right now. There will be the video. You can watch the whole playlist, by the way, on which I dive deeper on Bqool. But yeah, next video we are going to look at the liquidation strategy that I have in place in my business using the conditional repricing rule. Okay, so thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching once again.